Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. This is for episode 10 now. It is called Close Your Eyes. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen this episode yet, you'll want to watch it before this review. That said, I feel like, it was a pretty good episode. I mean, I didn't dislike the episode or anything like that. It was an okay episode, but it didn't progress the plot that much. If you want a summation of the episode or a recap of basically what we see in the episode, we pretty much get to see an Alicia spotlight episode with supporting Charlie. So Alicia and Charlie are the only characters in this episode. Aside from that, we have, some random zombies, that kind of thing, the storm that's going on, and basically an old house that they find themselves in, or Alicia finds her way into, and basically goes through it, cleans it out, kills the zombies that are inside of it, and then pretty quickly figures out that Charlie has actually followed her there or has accompanied her there and is hiding inside the house while she's going through and kind of clearing things out for herself. So as we're going through, we get some pictures of the family that used to live there. There was 4 that lived there before, and of course now, they're all dead, they're zombified, so Alicia kills them and then kind of lines them up outside in a similar fashion to a picture that they have together of them kind of lying in the grass, this kind of thing. And afterwards, Charlie goes and kind of covers them with with some blankets and that kind of thing. We have the door that she's having trouble with the door, so they kind of hammer a board into it to keep it together. We have the basement that's flooded, so we get to see the basement that's starting to flood earlier, which is it's gross, right? I hate basement floods because sometimes I get them myself and they're just a pain in the ass to deal with, just gross, right? We got some canned food, and then Alicia, whoever's in here, and then she finds Charlie and asking why she's there. So we go through some good character stuff with Charlie and Alicia here, where basically Alicia has a choice to make in this episode. It's a situation where Charlie has followed her there because Charlie feels guilty for what she's done with killing Nick in the first half of season 4. So Charlie is basically seeking out punishment. Or her superego is seeking out to be to have the guilt subdued or sublimated, or to either kill herself through suicide, or to bring, basically she's got the gun there to go to Alicia to see or to get whatever punishment that she has coming, because she feels so awful for what she did killing Nick in the first half of the season. Because you get the sense that Charlie did like Nick, and that there was the book and everything. He spent some time with her there at the stadium, but at the same time, he had just killed, Ennis, and then of course she was with him, so she just kind of defended him and shooting without realizing that Nick is, maybe somebody she doesn't necessarily want to kill, and then afterwards, she has to deal with the consequences of that. And so in this episode here, we get a chance for Alicia to take a revenge on Charlie should she want to, and a couple close calls here where she finds the gun that Charlie had used to kill Nick, and she gets a couple options here, a couple of chances here to kill Charlie should she want to, and she ends up struggling with it quite a bit, but ultimately deciding that she's not going to kill Charlie. That's not what she wants to be or who she wants to be, and maybe has too much Madison in her to do that. But Season 4 Madison in her, right? I think we have to clarify. We have to clarify to say she's got too much of her mother, of her Season 4 version of Madison in her to do something like that, because Madison did some horrible stuff in the second and third season, but we're kind of going to just ignore all of that and treat her like she's sort of a different character in Season 4, because that's basically what she is under the new Fear 2.0, or the soft reboot Season 4 of Fear. So good stuff. We get Charlie, who takes an attempt here, or is really thinking about it. She goes up to a zombie, so she goes out a window upstairs where there's a zombie that's kind of in a tree. He's like through a tree, and he's chomping away, and so she thinks about committing suicide here and allowing the zombie to bite her, which is maybe what we kind of saw earlier on in episode was it episode 9, the first episode of this back half here, where there was a zombie that approached her and she was kind of hesitant to run away, and at the same time she was kind of there, so she's just struggling, right? She's struggling with the guilt that she's experiencing right now. She's not sure if she wants to live or if she wants to commit suicide. And by the end of the episode, I want to say, just having Alicia there for her. She doesn't have a mom. She doesn't have this kind of thing. So possibly, the two of them being an unlikely duo. But we kind of see as they go through the struggle here in this episode, in their choices, that maybe by the end she's able to kind of come to terms with what's going on with her, and she's able to see her parents again in her mind's eye when she closes her eyes and imagines the beach. So I did like all of that. I thought that was all really good stuff for both characters here to kind of put them in a different state. Basically, Alicia decided in this episode, I guess, with the decisions that she made here, that she's going to be a good guy type of character. There was some questionable things that they probably did at the end of, or in the first half of season 4. Of course, I don't fault them for taking revenge on the Vultures and killing off Mel and doing everything they did there after them losing the stadium and Madison having died and everything like that. But I guess Alicia kind of deciding in this half right here that's, and also in the mid-season finale as well, to episode 8 of Fear the Walking Dead season 4, that she still wants to be a good person and she's willing to allow, those revenge tendencies or, that to kind of subside. And she wants to be a good person going forward. And probably my favorite line of the episode is when Charlie tells her that she can see a lot of Madison in her, even if Alicia can't see that. So I thought that was really good stuff and really well written and really fun stuff. The stuff with the house was pretty cool. The environmental shots and everything like that was pretty good. You see the basement as they get stuck in there. In what I want to say might be the most maybe exciting part of the episode or something like that. It sort of reminded me a little bit of season 3 where you had Alicia where she was stuck in the cellar there, or locked in as they were running out of oxygen, but not quite as good as that. That was better. That was even better in season 3 when there was that episode that was like totally focused on her. For some reason, I like these episodes. So, it's fine. It's like, I think, and personally, I would say that, I think Alicia should live until the absolute end of Fear the Walking Dead. Like, she shouldn't, unless Alicia decides to leave, unless the actress decides to leave the series, she should probably live, and I don't want to, Gimple, I'm not giving you any ideas, Every time I say this shit, he's like, you think she's little till the end, huh? Oh, yeah, okay, killed off next season, right? now. No, but seriously, though, I think that she should live until the absolute end of the series. And, because it's the last surviving character you have out of the group from the very beginning of the show. So, and in this episode right here, too, it's like, you could have her in an episode with Charlie only talking half the episode, and I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was a good episode. I think she's a great talent. She's great in the series. So you really shouldn't kill her off, I don't think, until the absolute end of Fear. She should be alive until the very end. And if you do kill her off, it pretty much, I don't want to say like it's going to kill the whole show, because they can always, come up with new characters or cross over people or do stuff like this like they did with Morgan, and it's okay. But really, I would say that, she's something that Fear has, that the original Walking Dead doesn't really have a counter character for, or a character like her in it. Maybe some of the strong female leads in The Walking Dead, like Maggie, might be the closest thing they have. Not very close, right, to Alicia and what she is in Fear. So she should live until the absolute end of the series. I enjoy seeing the episodes that she's in and the things that she has to do in order to survive. So I like the scene in the basement. You get the sense that she's a very, very strong female. She's not easily going to be killed. And then, of course, they kind of get stuck there. But then I like it's kind of, ironic that the zombie in the tree is the one who falls down and then knocks out the door. So they were able to kind of get out of there. So I enjoyed the episode at the end. Can I say it's like a filler episode or something? Not really, because it's a character focus episode, I guess, and the environment's kind of cool. The storm has cleared now, so I'm not sure if that's all we're going to see about the storm, if we're going to see another episode where the storm is cleared and that's it and is over. I thought we might see some different, characters, like do a couple episodes like this where you have a few of the different characters like struggling in the storm and just trying to basically survive and encountering the different obstacles. But it looks like this might be the only episode we really see for the whole storm idea, because from the preview for next week, which we'll do a prediction video on next, it looks like it's going to focus on Morgan. So a decent episode. I'm definitely not going to say it's a bad episode. I do feel, I forgive Charlie a little bit after seeing this episode. I hate the character as much, but I also see her as very useful. The skills that she has and the things that she can do that she was having to do for the Vultures would be something that later on she could be very, very useful. And she's not again, there's no equivalent really for Charlie in the original Walking Dead series. You know, she's a character that you can send in for espionage. She's basically a spy type character, which is really cool, and very few and far between. And obviously, you know, for them, I think for that type of character, they're going to have some psychological issues because they're going to have to kind of blend in with a group and do this kind of thing, and then stab in the back if they want to. So it's kind of brutal. But if Alicia can develop a good relationship with her, if they can survive together for a while in a couple seasons or something, you know, you could see her be used in a group scenario for learning about other groups, espionage, these kind of type of things that could be good. So she could be useful to them later on. You know, just thinking, you know, it feels like the first half of the season, I think it probably will end up being better than this second half. But that said, we haven't seen it all the way through yet. But I am still enjoying it, and it's kind of a more relaxed, slower pace than the first half was. You know, and I'm just thinking kind of it's going to take a little bit for this group to kind of come together, find its identity again, and then find some kind of mission or something to do, you know, to keep them going forward together. So we saw a couple of them come together in this episode, and I would anticipate we'll start to see the others kind of join together and kind of come together as a group by the end of this season. So those are my thoughts on the episode. I liked the episode. It was pretty decent. I'm going to give it a 7.8 out of 10. I thought it was, you know, pretty good, and certainly not a horrible episode or anything like that, and also not an amazing episode. I mean, you just have literally like 2 characters in the episode, so that's going to be a difficult episode to do if you want to compare that to like the first half where you have different timelines and you have tons of characters and lots of different things happening and lots of action and other things they've got going on. You know, I thought this one was just a pretty good one. You need episodes like this if you're going to have Charlie live in the series, which it looks like after watching this episode, I'm thinking like, okay, Charlie might be kind of a long-term survivor, or at least a survivor that lasts a couple seasons. And like I said about Alicia, she should survive until the very end of Fear. Those are my thoughts on this episode, guys. Let me know what you thought. Leave your comments below, and if you like this review, as always, please thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, I would appreciate it. You can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. I'll do the predictions video pretty soon for episode 11. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.